All right. Special teams will still be a part of overtime. No gimmicks for the NFL. That was one of the big stipulations as they embarked on a way to fix the lingering unfairness of the opportunity to win the coin toss in overtime, take the ball, score a touchdown, end the game. And the NFL this week decided to do what I think is the right thing. It makes it fair, more fair, not entirely fair. The college approach is more fair because you always have a guaranteed number of possessions until somebody's ahead. But at least the team that kicked off gets the ball, has a chance to match or beat if they go for 2, if the team scored 7. Mike Vrabel, the Titans head coach, said this is a very good step to have this new overtime rule. Your thoughts on the NFL tweaking overtime after starting down this path 12 years ago, taking away sudden death. Now they've gone the rest of the way. 1 possession guaranteed each. Your thoughts?
So, well, first you mentioned college, so I will as well because I railed on this for a bunch of years. I hate college overtime. I think it's horrible because it's not football. You know, you're giving a team the ball in field goal range, but I know you've even changed it more now to 2-point conversion. So I know they're saying it's for the safety and all that kind of thing, but I can't stand it. As far as this overtime, I'm torn. As a former defensive player, my thought process is stop them. You want to have a possession? Stop them and then let your offense have a possession. Don't let them get a touchdown. If they get a field goal, okay, my offense still gets a possession. So that's the defensive player in me. Then there's the fan in me that says, man, so Mahomes went down, and scored a touchdown, and we never got to see Josh Allen, on the field. I want to see Josh Allen. And quite honestly, it's also now I think you put pressure on both teams. So both offense and defenses have to feel the pressure of making a stop. And really after the first possession, and you know there's going to be another one, even if there's a touchdown, how much fun is that to watch, in my opinion, as well? Now you know the other team has to score a touchdown. And the defense knows that as well. So how are they playing one another? So while I was torn at first and the defensive mentality came out in me that said, just stop and you don't have to deal with a one-possession game, I do like it as well. I do like both teams having a possession.
I think it came down to, in my mind, very simply, the rules continue to be skewed in favor of the offense, making it harder to just play defense. Second, when we get to the postseason, typically the offenses are pretty good. The quarterbacks are pretty good. So we're going to have games that are 31-31, 34-34, 36-36, not 10-10 that go to overtime in the postseason. That's another reason. And then finally, hey, the coin toss was deciding too many of these games. No one was choosing to kick. No one was pulling the old Marty Morningweg and choosing to kick when they won the coin toss in overtime because they know there's an incremental benefit to getting the ball first, to winning that coin toss and taking the ball. So, it makes sense. And I'm fine with it becoming sudden death after each team's had the ball once. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I wanted both teams to have a shot.
The one thing I won't agree to, and when I hear it said, I will disagree, the coin flip is not deciding the game. The coin flip determines who can win the game, but you still have 22 players out there deciding the game. You know, you go through it. Offense doesn't score a touchdown on every possession, in a regular game. So, as I said, you can stop them. While winning the coin toss obviously can give you the advantage of having the ball first, score a touchdown, the game was over. I don't believe that the coin toss decides the game. The coin toss just decides who gets an advantage as overtime starts, and now we're doing away with that, which I do like.
And I think the critical mass came from the end of that Chiefs-Bills game. It became, and if you look at, I remember, we do a best bets segment every Thursday heading into the weekend, and one of my best bets for the week was the over in that game, and I thought the over was not going to hit. And then all of a sudden they hit the over based on the last 5 minutes of regulation. I mean, it exploded. So what happened by the time we got to overtime, there was a presumption whoever got the ball first was scoring a touchdown. Like whoever wins this toss is scoring a touchdown, period. And I think that's what caused them to finally say, You're right. It does create a disproportionate advantage, and no one was choosing to kick because you'll take that advantage. And now, Mike, I think you're going to see more teams kick because then you know when you get the ball, Do I need a field goal? Do I need a touchdown? Do I need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion? You may have 4-down territory the whole length of the field if the team scores a touchdown. You will have 4-down territory the whole length of the field if the team that gets the ball first scores a touchdown.
I completely agree. That is the one thing you see in college, because each team does get the possession, is you do see, a team that gets their choice, they're going to defend first, and they're going to want to know, that team's going to want to know, what do I now have to do? So I agree with you that you will see more teams choose defense first to know where they're at.
Especially if the wind is an issue. The wind will be a major factor in saying, I'll kick and I'll defend this end.
Right. Yep.
And because you may get that short field, you may get that great net punt because the ball goes straight up and comes straight down. So that'll be a factor as well, especially when we're talking about these games that are being played now in mid to late January in the postseason, because the regular season is 17 games long. Wait until it gets to 18. There'll be even more games when they're outdoors in bad weather, and it'll be more likely that we'll see teams choose to kick to start the overtime period.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.